Hello, I'm Òscar Rodrigo and I will speak about CLIL and all related of this term.
Hi, I am Cristian. Then Òscar, I will speak about our CLIL.
Hi, I am Alejandro and finally I will speak about our activity.
First of all, I speak about different topics about CLIL. Why is CLIL important? How does CLIL work? The advantages of CLIL, CLIL in the classroom, the future of CLIL, and where is CLIL happening? First, why is CLIL important? With the expansion of the European Union, diversity of languages and the need for communication are seen as central issues. Even with English as the main languages, other languages are unlikely to disappear. Some countries have strong views regarding the use of the other languages within their borders. With increased contact between countries, there will be an increase in the need for communicate skills and second or third language. Languages will play a key role in curriculum across Europe. Attention needs to be given to the training of teachers and the development of frameworks and methods which will improve the quality of language education. The European Commission has been looking into the stage of bilingualism and languages education since the 1990s and has a clear vision of a multilingual Europe in which people can function in 2 or 3 languages. How does CLIL work? The basis of CLIL is that content subjects are taught and learned in a language which is not the mother tongue of the learners. Knowledge of the languages becomes the means of learning content. Languages is integrated into the broad curriculum. Learning is improved through increased motivation and the study of natural languages seen in context. When learners are interested in a topic, they are motivated to acquire languages to communicate. CLIL is based on languages acquisition rather than enforced learning. Languages is seen in a real-life situation in which students can acquire the language. This is natural language development which builds on other forms of learning. CLIL is long-term learning. Students become academically proficient in English after 5 or 7 years in a good bilingual program. Fluency is more important than accuracy, and errors are a natural part of language learning. Learners develop fluency in English by using English to communicate for a variety of purposes. Reading is the essential skill. The advantages of CLIL are based on CLIL helps to introduce the wider cultural context, prepare for internationalization, access international certifications as enhance the school profile, improve overall and specific languages competence, prepare for future students and or working life, develop multilingual interest and attitudes, diversify methods and forms of classroom teaching and learning, increase learner motivation. The treatment of dyslexia has the following features. Noticing of the language by the learners. Focus on lexis rather than grammar. Focus on language related to the subject. Level and grading are unimportant. Pre, while and post-reading tasks are as appropriate in the subject context as in the language's context. The future of CLIL. There is no doubt that learning and languages and learning through the languages are concurrent processes, but implementing CLIL requires a rethink of the traditional concept of the languages classroom and the languages teacher. The immediate obstacle seems to be the opposition to languages teaching by subject teachers may come from language teachers themselves. Subject teachers may be unwilling to take on the responsibility. Most current CLIL programs are experimental. There are few sound research-based empirical studies. while CLIL-type bilingual programs are mainly seems to be marketable products in the private sector. CLIL is based on languages acquisition, but in monolingual situations, a good deal of conscious learning is involved, demanding skills from the subject teacher. The lack of CLIL teachers training programs suggests that the majority of teachers working on bilingual programs may be ill-equipped to do the job adequately. There is little evidence to suggest that understanding of content is not reduced by lack of languages competence. Current opinion seems to be that languages ability can only be increased by content-based learning after a certain stage. Some aspects of CLIL are unnatural, such as the appreciation of the literature and culture of the learner's own country through as second languages. Until CLIL training for teachers and material issues are resolved, the immediate future remains with parallel rather than integrated content and languages learning. However, the need for language teacher reform in the face of Europeanization may make CLIL a common feature of many European education systems in the future. Where is CLIL happening? CLIL has precedence in immersion programs, North America, and education through a minority or a national languages, Spain, Wales, France, and many variations of education through a foreign language. Europe-funded projects show that CLIL or similar systems are being applied in some countries, but are not part of teachers' training programs. There has been an increase in the number of schools offering alternative bilingual curricula, and some research into training and methodology. Several major European organizations specializing in CLIL projects have emerged, including Unicom, EuroCLIL, and TE-CLIL. See web references for details. According to all said, quality CLIL classroom materials sound. Make the learning intentions, languages, content, learning skills, and process visible to students. Systematically foster academic languages proficiency. Fosters learning skills development and learner autonomy. Includes self, peer, and other types of formative assessment. Help create a safe learning environment. Fosters cooperative learning. Seek ways of incorporating authentic language and authentic languages use. Fosters critical thinking. Fosters cognitive fluency through scaffolding of content, language, learning skill development, helping students to reach well beyond what they could do on their own, and help to make learning meaningful.
The sections that we are going to see the following: 1. Needs analysis. 2. Aims, objectives, contribution to competencies. 3. Students' pure knowledge. 4. What I tend to teach. 5. Learning outcomes. Children's assessment. 6. Assessment methods and instruments. And 7. Activities, cognitive skills, student grouping, time organization, resources and materials.
Parla un po' més fort, eh?
1. Need analysis. For this CLIL, our students have 10 or 11 years old. This means that the students were born in 27 and now they are studying 5th grade of primary studies. As we said on the other point, our students were born in 27 and have 10 or 11 years old. At first, the group doesn't present any deficiency or difficulties in educational themes, but there are two special cases. On the one hand, Steve was born in England and he came to Spain in 2015. On the other hand, Estrella has ADHD diagnosed 2 years ago. Definitely, our students have Valencian as first language. For this reason, they explain better in this language. Moreover, as our students are Spanish, also speak Spanish. Although the school based in multilingual programs with Valencian and Spanish, English is in second place due to the difficult to set up this language on the children's activities. That is why this document tries to fight against this aspect. Content objectives are describe the solar system as part of the universe by identifying its origin and its components, search, select and organize information using information and communication technologies, work in a group correctly and have initiative to make decisions, work up the plastic skills, discuss and reflect on the different concepts that will be seen during the unit. The language objectives are learn basic vocabulary of the solar system and university Spanish, Valencian and English, improve the skills with the verb to be, introduce the present, simple and continuous and the past, use verbal forms in debates or reflections on some activities. The different competencies that use are competency in linguistic communication, mathematical competence and basic competences in science and technology, digital competencies, learn to learn, social and civic competencies, sense of initiative and entrepreneurial spirit, awareness and cultural expression. 3. Students' pure knowledge. As we say, our students have several limitations with English, obviously if we focus on STEAM. He has some problems with this language and for this reason with this didactic unit is our responsibility give a great importance to him. Probably if we give importance to STEAM, he increase self-esteem and join the group to play with other children. Even so, English level is low to the use of this in the day today on our students. They only know a little bit of the standard vocabulary, colors, school, items, things, and use simple grammar with to be. Is for the reason we introduce English in our social science didactic unit to plan in our students the English, sit and work with language from the game and fun to make significant the learning on this new language. Only with this we can produce real multilingual students able to listen and understand real language. 4. What they plan to teach. We will use mostly the material language, Valencian, but in some situations such as debate, learning basic concepts, etc. We will introduce English. In English, we will only give the basic concepts and in debate with the verb to be. By having a student from England, Steve, we can introduce their culture to the rest of the class and do detail within the English language. Steve will be able to comment on different typical aspects of these countries, such as gastronomy, customs, parties. We can help him with adding themes that he has forgotten. He will comment to the rest of the class in the third session. Another way to introduce the language in class is to ask to know what they know and that they can look for information that they don't know by means of new technology.
5. Learning outcomes, children's assessment. With this didactic unit, we pretend that our students learn through game and new knowledge about English grammar and vocabulary and social science. At the end of the didactic unit, students can express in English. Also, the level is low. They can try to express. Besides this, students are able to learn in other languages. In this case, in usual language, social science knowledge, to be able to extrapolate this new knowledge in our language to secure what they have learned. 6. Assessment method instruments. One of the 5 evaluation methods that we use are teacher table. This table evaluates motivation by the teacher in 3 stages. Initial motivation of the student, motivation during the process, presentation of content. Language, the teacher evaluates himself. Components of didactic unit, teacher coordination. On the other hand, we can provide different instruments to students. These are record of observation, student folder, tracking sheet, class diary. We have 3 lessons. The lesson 1 and 2 is in the ordinary classroom, and the lesson 3 in a school playground. Okay, the lesson 1, at the beginning, Steve will explain the customs, gastronomy, etc. of his native country, England. And so the rest of the class internalizes the English through the explanation of Steve. The teacher will make a small contribution. At the core, we have 3 activities. The first, look at video with images in English that explain the solar system and the function of the sun with our planet. After the video, we will comment on the words you can tell us about the video in English and look for the meaning in groups of 3 students. The teacher can add more keywords. Finally, the same groups of 3 students make 2 questions about the solar system or the sun, and then with this they will play the trivia. At the end, briefly comment on what has most attracted attention in lesson 2. At the beginning, we will explain to the students how they will make the model of the solar system. For this, we will need cardboard, nacre, glue, rice, and balloon. First, we fill a balloon with rice and cover it with another balloon. When we have all the planets, we will stick them neatly on the cardboard. The marker will serve to make the solar system line. At the core, for groups of 3 students, they will make the model of the solar system with the material discussed above. At the end, a volunteer group will explain to the rest of the class the process with which they have made their model of the solar system. Lesson 3. At the beginning, we will explain to the students that we will play the game of the chain, but pass it on the solar system, in which one child will be the sun and the rest will be the planet. Each child will have a picture of the planet. The child that is the sun should catch them in order of proximity. At the core, we will divide the class into 2 groups of 10 students and place each group in a delimited area, which will be where they will play. The student who will play will be the sun and the subtraction will be the planet. Each student will have the photo of a planet, and the student that is the sun will have to catch the planets in order of approach. The student that is the sun will change when he has caught all the planets in order. At the end, to finish, the students will make a brief oral conclusion in which they will comment if they have found it complicated or not when it comes to catching the planets in order.